Hello everybody, this is General Snivy, and welcome to my new Let's Play for the third damn time, aka Take 3. Here we go. No matter how many times I see that intro, it will never get old. Don't at me, bro. Anyway, welcome everyone to my Let's Play of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Like I said, this is the third take. AKA, it's over a frickin' month late. And I'll be explaining why that is now. Alright, first attempt. I tried to stream the PC Steam re-release of the game, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, on my PC. During that time, for whatever goddamn reason, the game just randomly froze on me like several times throughout the entire session. One thing I knew going in was I knew it had a freezing issue, but it wasn't very frequent just by playing alone without recording it or anything like that. But when I was actually attempting to stream the game, it froze a lot more frequently. And if you were there for that particular session, sweet Jesus, it was not a fun time. It was, let's just say, it was unprofessional to say the least. Not so much on my end because, really, I feel as though it's the game's fault for freezing like that, like multiple times. After about 5 or so times throughout that entire session that the game froze, I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll figure out how I can fix this issue by means of searching around online, see if I can find a potential solution. Well, after doing a little bit of digging, I did find something, and I thought maybe it could work. So, after applying a small change to the game's executable on Steam, by the way, what I did was I decided to play through the game, play through the hero side story just for a little bit. By that, I mean I played until I reached Mission Street, and by the time I got there, I thought everything was working perfectly fine. No more freezing, everything was good to go. So then I tried to play the game again, more or less stream the game one more time. So, as soon as I started, after explaining myself and explaining everything that transpired during the second take, as soon as I started the first cutscene in the hero side story, bam, the game froze. And it was so bad that it almost locked down my entire system. In other words, alt-tabbing out of the game almost didn't work. And no, I was not trying to make a Glad Jonas reference. I'm just saying, that's like a true statement. And I was so freaking irritated, I was like, you know what, screw this. We'll switch to the GameCube version because I know that's the version that goddamn works. And one that isn't freaking botched to high heaven. So, as you can see here, we are playing the GameCube release. And this is another story within itself, sweet Jesus! Just trying to get this stupid-ass thing to work properly has been a frickin' journey and a half. So alongside those technical problems, I've been spending this past month troubleshooting my original setup with the freaking Nintendo Wii and the Elgato HD60 Pro. For whatever godforsaken reason, when I attempted to stream the GameCube release of this game, or more or less playing it off of my Nintendo Wii, let me show you something. this is the adapter that I previously had hooked up to my Wii. And it actually worked very well. In fact, it's probably the best Wii to HDMI adapter that there is. Outside of actual hardware modification, of course. But even so, it worked really damn well. It served its purpose, and it worked great for my Let's Play of Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door almost 2 years ago. But in the time between my Let's Play of Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door until now, for whatever reason, the adapter no longer works and is no longer compatible with the HD60 Pro. Hell, I feel as though they just dropped 240p support outright when it comes to the HD60 Pro. I can't really say if the same also holds true for the 4K 60 Pro Mark II or anything like that, or even the original model. I don't own that capture device, so I can't say for certain. But regardless, though, I had to purchase, or more or less, I submitted a support ticket with Elgato's support team, and they were able to, they weren't really able to figure out what the hell my problem was. I've explained to them my situation, and I've also done some troubleshooting on my end to try to figure out what the root cause of this issue is, and why this is happening, like mainly with the Wii. I've also tried using another non-HDMI native device, which in my case is the Nintendo 64. I have an Eon Super 64 hooked up to the Nintendo 64 just to convert the S-video output to HDMI to make it look a little bit nicer, make it a little bit better than composite, without resorting to like hardware modifications, if you know what I mean. I mean, don't get me wrong, I definitely want to get a mod for the N64 in the future, whether it be the Ultra HDMI mod or RGB mod. Regardless, though, I do plan on getting it modded in the future. I'm just not sure when. But regardless, though, during my time with the Elgato support team, what they've shared with me was they said that there were two HDMI upscalers that work with the HD60 Pro. So I bit the bullet and decided to buy one of these upscalers. Alongside that, I also bought a new pair of component cables with the converter. The reason why is because the component cables I have in my possession currently, they no longer work. They stopped working years ago, so I had to get a brand new pair. Thankfully, the pair of component cables I purchased is a really damn good pair. In fact, it's one of the best pair of component cables you can find on the market. These are the HD Retrovision cables for the Wii/Wii U. So, yeah. In other words, I got some really high quality cables here, going into this upscaler, which is probably defeating the purpose of the cables in the first place, but oh well. I gotta do what I gotta do in order to make this shit work. So,
do you think you can beat me?
After doing a limited test, once I finally got the converter or upscaler along with the component cables, I did a test recording for roughly 5 minutes for this game, and really just the Wii in general, and everything worked perfectly. So now it's time to take this onto a much longer and more intense test drive. In other words, we're using this thing for reals today. So, with that in mind, let's actually start the goddamn game after explaining everything that transpired for the past 15 goddamn minutes. Let me tell you folks, it was a very long and difficult journey getting here, but at least I'm happy to say we can finally start this Let's Play proper. So, let's begin. And of course we're going to create a new file because, well, I think the save file I had on here originally was deleted or something. I'm not 100% sure. But regardless though, I did delete the save data that was on here just for the sake of starting this game on a clean slate. And I know I probably could have played the game on the Xbox One as well with its HD re-release since I own that particular version of the game, but I'll say this, they kind of botched the ports of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. And when I say botched, I mean botched hard. Not saying Ratchet Deadlock PS3 hard, but still pretty hard. Mainly in the audio department. Oh my god, the audio. The sound mixing is about as good as George Wood and Gaming in the Clinton years. And those kinds of video reviews, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, watch the Categories episode covering that subject. It's quite a frickin' trip. And a nostalgic one at that. So, honestly, the definitive version of Sonic Adventure 2, in my opinion, is definitely the PC version, but you also have to keep in mind you may have to install mods in order to fix the potential freezing issue, if you even encounter it. And if you're a speedrunner, you have no choice but to run that version, because it is the fastest version of the game. But for the best console version of the game, other than the original Dreamcast release of this game, stick with the GameCube version. Just saying. So with that in mind, let's actually get started.
Story select.
So, unlike Sonic Adventure 1, where you had several characters, each with their own unique story, and each of them kind of interacting with each other in some sort of way, shape, or form at the end of the game, this time, we have two stories. We have the hero side story and the dark side story. Both of these stories have three separate characters for their respective stories, and they also have three unique gameplay styles, each for their corresponding character. So, originally I was planning on going through the hero side story, and hell, that's what I chose. And now that I think about it, maybe it'll make more sense if we do the dark side story first, just because one of the worst levels in the entire game is in the dark side story, and from a chronological standpoint, as far as the story is concerned, the story kind of begins with the dark side story anyway, so let's begin.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Security breach at Gate 3. Intruder has been located in the north quadrant and is moving in the direction of the underground base. All units prepare to engage. Emergency battle formations. Standard battle procedures initiated. Locally unstopped intruder entering secured area. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill.
That was all. Let's take a look at what my grandfather was working on. A top secret military weapon. The military shut down the research because they feared me.
So, welcome to the first stage of the dark side story, Iron Gate!
Intruder alert.
And we are introduced to the first of three gameplay styles, and that is the mech shooting stages. The name of the game is Rack Up Combos and Don't Get Hit, if that wasn't obvious.
Level 1 security door breach.
Just like with other characters, you can collect rings to not only grant you an extra hit or two, but it's also essential for your survival too. Controlling the mech is really simple. Just push and hold the B button to activate the targeting acquisition laser. Just keep in mind that this targeting time is not unlimited. You only have roughly 10 seconds before the laser eventually fades out, and you want to rack up as high of a combo as you possibly can. The more enemies you lock onto, the greater your score bonus will be upon their destruction. Speaking of mechs, their mech stages, high scores, etc., one thing I will mention when it comes to these sort of stages is when you're locking onto multiple enemies at once, it's recommended that you lock onto no more than 11 enemies. Why 11? Because why stop at 10 when you can go at 11? Full story at 11. No, the real reason for this is because depending on the number of targets you manage to lock onto and destroy, you'll get a huge score bonus. And if you manage to lock on to 11 enemies, you'll get a perfect score of 2,000 points. But if you lock onto something more than 11 targets, like say 12, 13, etc., then that perfect bonus is still applied, but you won't get any additional bonuses towards that. So it's a better idea to lock on to no more than 11 targets, if possible. One more thing worth mentioning here is when it comes to these mech stages, if you get hit during a combo, you lose that combo. I mean, granted, you still get points for the enemy's destruction, but you won't get any bonus points whatsoever. So in other words, you get hit during a combo, or when you're finishing up a combo, you lose the combo. Plain and simple. Just about finished here at Iron Gate. Anyway, the goal of each and every single stage, at least the first time through, is making it to the end. And there's also this. This is the Chow Key. I'll explain what this is momentarily. For now, let's see if we got enough points to get ourselves a nice big fat A. A!
Now you know why I am the best.
So, at the end of each and every single stage, depending on the number of points you get, you will be graded from A rank all the way down to E rank. Basically, the more points you have, the better rank you'll receive. You want to combine getting a high score while also getting a good time bonus as well. So, yeah, that is something to keep in mind. And one more thing worth mentioning here is that A ranks, they actually do matter in this game. And how they matter exactly is they're tied to emblems. There's 180 emblems in all. Each of them are linked to different activities. Most of the emblems you're going to be getting throughout this entire game are going to be coming from the game's main stages itself. Alongside that, you'll also have to do a few other side activities. Two of them are actually located here within the Chow world. You can access the Chow world by finding the Chow box and collecting the Chow key within any and all stages. There are 3 Chow boxes in all. The first Chow box will grant you the Chow key. Granted, you have to collect the item in order for it to actually count. Plus, you have to have it with you in your inventory before you leave the stage in order to enter the Chow world. Finally, no. When it comes to the second box, it'll contain a random assortment of 5 animals. And finally, the final box that you find on the stage will contain a rare or unique animal. As far as what the animals are for, well, let's head on into the Chow Garden to find out. So as far as this is concerned, we won't be really messing around with this very much yet. I'll get more in depth into this later.
So this is the military's top secret weapon. It's a lot smaller than I expected. Enter user data. Enter password. Password is Maria. Maria. Now all I have to do is to place the Chaos Emerald into this console.
I would say that's a really bad way of activating two-factor authentication. I mean, really. A password plus a mystical gem of unknown origin and power? Sweet Jesus. If that isn't a recipe for disaster, I don't know what is.
Are you trying to spoil my plans again? Wait a minute. You're not Sonic. This is impossible.
My name is Shadow. Since you were so kind to release me, my master, I will grant you one wish.
Now, what?
Behold the true power I possess.
Very interesting. Well, folks, say hello to series newcomer Shadow the Hedgehog. We really don't get to participate in any of his stages just yet, but rather, what we need to do first is take out Hotshot. How did that miss? I will never know. Well, whatever. Screw this game. Defeating Hotshot really isn't too difficult to do. All you have to do is just make your way towards the cockpit and hopefully not fall down like a frickin' idiot. Okay. One other thing worth mentioning I haven't mentioned yet when it came to the mech stages is that if you have 0 rings, you won't die necessarily, but you will be on death's doorstep. Well, not really. More or less, you'll take double damage while in the mech. But unlike other characters, so long as you're in one of the mech stages, you won't die necessarily. Unless, of course, you literally have no health left by the time you are running out of rings. You know what I mean? Anyway, Hotshot here really isn't too difficult of a boss fight whatsoever. I know I'm taking my sweet time fighting him, but you don't really get too many opportunities to take the fight to him in the cockpit, if you know what I mean. The intended way to defeat him is to wait for him to land and then attack the cockpit. But you can actually hit him more quickly and more efficiently by jumping on top of the boxes and then homing attacking him.
Destroying that guard robot was spectacular! So, Shadow, you are the military's top secret weapon. But what did you mean when you said you will grant me a wish?
Bring more Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow, wait!
I'll be waiting for you in the central control room on the Space Colony Ark.
Ark?
Just let it go. You just don't know when to give up, do you?
What are you talking about? That emerald's mine. You got that? The Master Emerald contains special powers that neutralize the energy of the Chaos Emeralds. That makes it very powerful.
What the?
What?
Look who's calling who at me.
I came here following the signal from the Emerald. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Master Emerald, is it not?
Dr. Eggman.
So that's Dr. Eggman.
Well, I guess I can use it for something. I'll just take it with me. Farewell, knucklehead.
Not if I can help it.
What was that all about? And look what you did to my emerald!
I did that to prevent the Master Emerald from being stolen, you idiot. If it's in pieces, I can restore it. And by the way, that's not your emerald.
Doesn't matter. I'll look into it once I get back to the base.
I despise anyone who takes jewels from me. Our work gems are mine to keep.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Batgirl.
Nice comeback, Knuckles. Anyway, say hello to the second and final new series comer. Well, okay, maybe not, but the second newcomer to this game, Rouge the Bat. As you can see, her voice is... I'm not really sure how to describe it. Well, anyway, Rouge's gameplay style is the second of 3 gameplay styles, which are the treasure hunting stages. Your primary objective, about 99.9% of the time, is finding 3 pieces of the Master Emerald, just like with Knuckles for whatever reason. So, when it comes to finding the 3 pieces of the Master Emerald, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass, mainly due to the fact that the radar system is nowhere near as good as it originally was in Sonic Adventure 1. I mean, granted, I found the first emerald perfectly fine, but the problem is that you're only allowed to find 1 piece of the Master Emerald at a time when it comes to using the radar system. Granted, if you find a piece of the Master Emerald on your own, you'll get a much higher score than you would normally. Most of the time, it does result in a perfect, but there will be occasions where, depending on how long it took you to find a piece of the Master Emerald, that score may go down. But, generally speaking, if you find a piece of the Master Emerald or another important collectible without the radar, then you'll get some serious points. Speaking of points, this game also has a hint system of sort. Scattered throughout the different levels of the game, you will find these floating terminals. If you scan one, it will reveal to you a hint of where the piece of the Master Emerald could be. And depending on the hint, or no, the first terminal will give you a vague possible location of where the piece of the Master Emerald could be. The second one is a little more blatant and gives you a better idea of where it could be. And the third and final hint will be like, can't find it? Here it is, you twat. In other words, it flat out tells you where it is. And I'm honestly surprised that was an A rank. That RNG was complete garbage. Let's be honest. So, when it comes to those treasure hunting stages and trying to get an A rank on these freaking things, you're gonna have to pray to God that you get some good RNG. Because a lot of times you will say to yourself, I lost the run to RNG, dude. Allow me to explain. Or not. Okay then, never mind. But regardless though, when you access the Chow Garden the first time through, it is unlocked via a per character basis. Once you unlock the Chow Garden for a particular character, it remains unlocked for that character. It doesn't unlock for everyone, so be sure to keep that in mind.
Those idiots will never find my hidden base inside this pyramid. Let's take care of business here first, then get inside.
Okay, so one more thing worth mentioning when it comes to the Chow Garden stuff, not only are you going to be collecting animals, you're also going to be collecting other objects that are known as Chaos Drives. Chaos Drives drop from gun-like enemies, or more or less the military force gun. In other words, totally not Eggman's robots, just saying. When it comes to finding animals themselves, many animals that you'll find are scattered throughout the different stages. I don't know if there's like any sort of bonuses that you can get for finding each and every single animal in the stage. But regardless, it's really not worth it for hunting every single animal there is. Damn it! That was lame. One more thing I haven't mentioned yet when it comes to the stages themselves is, in order to get an A rank throughout all of these stages, one thing I will say is you cannot die. You have to play through the entire stage from beginning to end absolutely flawlessly. In other words, if you die, you might as well reset. And no, I'm not trying to be a speedrunner here. Though I would like to learn how to run this game at some point. Obviously, that's not exactly a priority for me right now. Even so. Just saying. When it comes to getting a high score in these stages, the key is to get as many points as you can by killing as many enemies as possible, while also still being able to complete the stage as fast as possible, and also collect as many rings as you can. Try not to get hit so you can get a nice ring bonus, and even if you can't, no big deal. So long as you have the points required, by the time you reach the end of the stage, you should be fine. Also, grabbing animals, I'm pretty sure, doesn't increase your score counter, but throughout all the different stages in the game, you'll find this enemy right here, the golden robot. If you manage to destroy it, it'll award you 1,000 points. And let me say, destroying that thing isn't required in order to get an A rank in these stages, but it does help significantly. So be sure to keep this in mind. One more thing worth mentioning too is that the golden robot only sticks around for a short period of time. In other words, it only sticks around for about 3 seconds before it vanishes without a trace. And when it comes to these mech stages as well, getting a high score is pretty easy, but keep in mind the score requirements for some of these stages can be a pretty big pain in the butt. Get out of my way, dude. One more thing worth mentioning here is that Sand Ocean is considered to be one of the most difficult stages in the entire game. Now, I'm honestly gonna be surprised if I somehow A-rank this on my first try. That would be pretty cool if I could. Probably didn't need to wait for that cycle, but whatever, no big deal, I guess. I thought I missed that jump. I don't know. Well, I definitely missed out on a potential big combo. That is kind of lame. Honestly, I feel as though on your first trip in these stages, it's a better idea to just get a feel for the stage, play through it yourself, and then after you play through it and complete the game, or in other words, finish it, then you should worry about going after the A ranks. But I like being a perfectionist and trying to get those A ranks as fast as humanly possible. That should be enough for an A rank. Hell yes!
Now you know why I am the best.
Here we go. Another A rank achieved. Next!
With the Chaos Emerald in the Space Colony Ark. I've got to find out just what's going on up there.
We interrupt this broadcast for an important news flash. There has been a break-in at the Federal Reserve Bank today. Mysteriously, the only thing that was stolen was the Chaos Emerald. According to eyewitnesses at the scene, the suspect was identified as the world-renowned hero, Sonic the Hedgehog. The suspect was seen fleeing the scene, destroying the reserve's guard robots in his path. Stay tuned for more details.
Sounds more like the work of Shadow.
Seriously, how can you confuse Sonic for Shadow? I mean, really. They're two completely different colored characters, and completely different characters at that.
Pathetic.
Find them before they escape!
Oh dear, looks like Shadow's having a Vietnam flashback. Kidding.
What?
Shadow, I beg of you, please, do
Maria.
it for me. For all the people on that planet. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I still remember what I promised you. For the people of this planet, I promise you. Revenge!
Are you sure about that? Anyway, welcome to the first actual Shadow stage proper, Radical Highway. Speaking of stages, Shadow has the least number of stages out of all characters in this entire game. Most characters, if not all of them, have roughly 5 stages total, but Shadow only has 4. Why that is, I have no idea. Kind of an afterthought, if you ask me. By the way, over here you'll find a bit of a hidden path, and also this
Have
dude.
you tried using the light flash to collect all the rings suspended in the air?
Ooh, we can do this. Whee! That is an SDJ, the spin dash jump. The spin dash jump is a move which Sonic and Shadow have access to, and it's one of the most broken moves in the entire game. With it, you'll be able to bypass large gaps by carrying the momentum of the spin dash and jumping in the air on like the first possible frame. Seriously. It's so easy a caveman can do it. I'm kind of surprised a certain slim Kirby didn't know about this tactic or even just refused its existence. But anyway, with the SDJ, we can grab Shadow's first upgrade, the Flame Ring. This allows you to use this powerful flame or fire somersault. In other words, the somersault ability is upgraded. Previously, the somersault ability can only break wooden containers, but after grabbing the Flame Ring, you'll be able to break steel containers with it. So that's pretty cool. Oh, fuck you, camera. Seriously, screw you. One other thing I haven't mentioned yet when it comes to the game, also that was bullshit. When it comes to the game and homing attack, this was the first game in the Sonic series to introduce the homing attack. And let me tell you, okay, no, I'm wrong. The homing attack was first introduced in Sonic Adventure 1. I'm crazy, don't mind me. But anyway, as I was saying, the homing attack, it's really, really wonky in this game. If you thought it was bad in Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, it is a little bit better, but really not by much. Screw it, let's just take the safe path. All because I hit a wall. Screw you, game. I love missing jumps for no reason. I absolutely love it! Kinda sucks I couldn't get the bonus points for that grind rail. So yeah, another new sort of mechanic that was added to this game is being able to grind on rails. Grinding on rails is, well, let's just say wonky at best. You jump on the rail and you just simply ride along it. You can also hold the crouch button to gain some extra speed, albeit you'll lose a bit of control and balance as well. One thing to keep in mind is when it comes to balancing, you just simply move the analog stick around to maintain your balance while grinding. But if you're not crouching, then this really shouldn't be too difficult to do. In fact, balance is maintained very well while you're not crouching, but while you're crouching, it's not so good. But again, crouching is essential for going fast on grind rails. So be sure to keep that in mind. Nice camera. That's what I get for trying to bypass it. Now watch, this isn't gonna be enough points.
Here we
Just
go.
because I took so damn long to complete the stage. Nope, not enough. Damn it! Oh, never mind.
Ultimate victory.
Still an A rank. If you're unsure of what the score requirement is to get an A rank in any stage, a good rule of thumb is for non-mech stages, the score is roughly 15,000. But that's not always the case. In fact, that's rarely the case. With that exact amount in mind. But even so, just saying. Meanwhile...
What?
Transparency issues.
It all starts with this. A jewel containing the ultimate power.
That's the Chaos Emerald! Now I know what's going on. The military has mistaken me for the likes of you. So, where do you think you're going with that emerald? Say something, you fake hedgehog!
Chaos control!
He's fast! Hey, it's not his speed, he must be using the Chaos Emerald to warp.
Shadow. I'm the world's ultimate life form. There's no time for games. Farewell!
Shadow! What is he?
This is Rouge. I've located Eggman's base and will proceed to enter it now. I hate to say it. I guess I'm going to have to find that key first.
So, while Egg... nothing. But... Little biscuit. Ow. As I was trying to say, while Shadow is showing off his true ultimate powers, I guess, to the whole frickin' world, proving that he truly is the ultimate lice, Rouge decides to sneak into Dr. Eggman's base. Why? Because, believe it or not, Rouge is a double agent who secretly is working for the world government. Oh wait, that's One Piece. But you get the point, she works for the government. Anyway, before you do this stage, it's recommended to pick up the Pick Nails upgrade. You can dig into the ground or walls, select dig in the action window, or simply press B when you're in the air or on a wall. Seriously, screws that. One other thing I will mention here is if you are planning on going after A ranks, one piece of advice I will give is if you're looking for a required upgrade in order to proceed, such as the... shit. What was that upgrade I just picked up? I can't even remember the name of it. It's the one that allows you to dig. If you have to pick up an upgrade like that, it's best to, instead of continuing on, it's a better idea to just simply grab the upgrade, restart the stage, and then go after your objective. One more thing I will mention here is when it comes to the hint system, you can use them to help you with finding pieces of the Master Emerald, but one thing to keep in mind with them is upon reading the terminal, whether it be intentional or accidental, your point bonus for finding the piece of the Master Emerald does go down. So if you manage to find a piece of the Master Emerald, or in this case, a key for Dr. Eggman's egg quarters, if you manage to find it fairly quickly, like within roughly 2 minutes after, as soon as you're able to find the particular piece of the Master Emerald, key, other object, insert object here, etc., etc., then you'll get a perfect score. But if you happen to use a hint terminal in order to read where the hint is, or where the piece of the Master Emerald or object is, then the score you receive will go down a little bit. It goes down 1 grade. So I can read a hint now if I wanted to, and if I'm fast enough after reading that hint, I can get as high of a score as Extreme for that bonus. But if I don't read any hints at all and I find the piece of that emerald quickly, like right here, maybe, if I can find the stupid exclamation point, seriously, this radar system is bloody useless. Whatever, I win.
Got it.
Give me that A rank. Chris, did you really donate $1?
How is that? Perfect? Like
Honestly,
me?
I'm not too sure. I'll have to check later, but if you actually did donate $1, thanks. I appreciate it. Also, welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it.
It's a space transporter. The destination has been set to Ark. Wasn't that space colony shut down over 50 years ago? What's he doing up there anyway? Doesn't matter. It's my mission to find out what he's up to.
So this is the space colony Ark. I have to locate the central control room that Shadow mentioned before he left.
Anyway, welcome to the next stage, folks. Lost Colony, I think that is the name. I wasn't really paying too much attention. Well, regardless though, welcome to the next level. And no, I'm not trying to quote Shadow the Hedgehog, if you know what I mean. But seriously though, this stage, as you can see, is shrouded in a lot of darkness. But thankfully, it's lit just enough for you to see fairly decently. But keep in mind that darkness is everywhere. So, watch your step. You never know what you may run into. One more thing worth mentioning here is that this game also introduces another new character besides Rouge, Shadow, and Maria. You know what I mean? This other character that was introduced in this game is Omochao. Omochao is considered to be one of the most annoying characters in Sonic fandom, but he is not the most annoying thing ever. Not until later games. I'll explain in a minute. Anywho, we got ourselves another upgrade. This time it's the jet engine for Dr. Eggman. This allows you to hover when you hold down the A button during a jump. In other words, this is made to slow your descent, and it's also one of the most broken speedrunning mechanics in the game, because if you pause buffer a hover jump, then you'll be able to gain a lot more height than you normally would. So in other words, you'll be able to fly for like a brief period of time. Obviously, I won't be making use of this tactic because, well, I'm not that good at this game, let's be honest. I mean, I'm good enough to do an SDJ, but As far as other mechanics, hit and miss. But regardless though, the jet engine is probably the best upgrade for any mech character. Whether it be Eggman or the hero equivalent, which is Tails. Just saying. I'm surprised I got that combo. I guess I just released the laser on the last possible frame. Now, as you've seen, I released the combo as soon as I reached 11. If I would have continued, then I not only would have gotten the perfect bonus, just like with that 11-hit combo, but I also wouldn't have gotten any additional points towards that. So in other words, I wouldn't have gotten any additional bonuses. So like I said, stop your combo counter at 11. 11 is good enough. Anything more than 11 is just purely overkill. And it's also completely unnecessary. One more thing I haven't mentioned yet is that in the HD re-releases of this game on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Steam, there was an Easter egg that was originally a part of the Dreamcast release of Sonic Adventure 2, and that would be Big the Freaking Cat. Big the Cat is probably the most infamous Sonic character in the entire fandom, mainly due to the fact of how hated he is due to his sheer incompetence and stupidity. But regardless though, he was added in almost every single level of Sonic Adventure 2, but for whatever reason the GameCube re-release of the game, he was removed. Don't ask why. And screw you, game, for giving me that goddamn B rank. Screw you. Well, looks like I have a stage to replay later. Great. I mean, I'm going to be replaying the stages regardless, but even so, don't like the fact that I have to redo that one.
I've been waiting for you, Doctor. Now, I will show the glorious achievement of what the world's leading scientist, Professor Gerald, has created. The Ark was the first space colony created by mankind. Not many people know that the Ark contained a top-secret research facility where weapons of mass destruction were being created. This is one of them, a weapon capable of destroying an entire planet, codenamed the Eclipse Cannon.
Destroying an entire planet? Was this my grandfather's legacy?
But it's been deactivated for some time now. To reactivate it, large amounts of energy are necessary.
Oh, so that's why we needed the Chaos Emerald.
Exactly. To reactivate the machine, we need the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Once you have that, then you have the ultimate power of destruction to use as you please. And then, the world could be yours.
Sounds like a plan. I like the way you think, Shadow. I will get the Chaos Emeralds, use the machine to dominate the world and build a legacy of my own.
Do you really think it will be that easy?
Hello there, Rouge. How long have you been eavesdropping on us?
I've got a great idea. How about making a deal?
What's this, Persona 5?
Deal?
When you grabbed that huge emerald, you said something about a reaction. A reaction that it may have with the Master Emerald. Now, if you could just let me borrow that radar, I may be able to help you. What do you think?
If I do, what's in it for me?
I have an idea where the other Chaos Emeralds may be. I may not look like it, but do you know that I am a treasure hunter that specializes in all kinds of jewels?
Good question. What about the other pieces of the Master Emerald she picked up earlier?
Very well.
Okay then, it's a deal. I don't think we've been introduced. I'm Rouge the Bat, but you can call me Rouge.
Seriously, did she find those pieces of the Master Emerald blind? No, but game logic says yes.
Having to come back isn't my idea of a vacation. How can you be sure your intelligence reports are correct? Why would the Chaos Emeralds be here on the island? Are you absolutely sure?
Well, believe what you want to believe.
Very well, very well. Let's discuss how we are going to do this. I will go in first and distract the military troops, allowing you to sneak in the base without being detected. Then, Shadow will enter the armory, where he will set the timer on these dynamite packs. Once that is in place, we will blow up the whole island and get away before anyone has a chance to know what hit them. Meanwhile, you'll have to sneak into the cargo area and grab the Chaos Emerald. That's a challenge for such a worthy treasure hunter as yourself, isn't it, Batgirl? We only have 30 minutes to pull this mission off, and we only get one try, so don't fail me.
Well, that's quite an ingenious plan. Now to execute Phase 1, Welcome to Weapons Man, aka one of the biggest gauntlets in Sonic Adventure 2. And hey, in other words, this is a place where you can really practice racking up combos out the frickin' wazoo. And this is also a perfect opportunity to practice showing restraint on getting a combo higher than 11. Just saying. One more thing when it comes to the combo system. Or no. I'll get back to that in a second. First, we have a large cannon. It makes things even bigger go boom. This is the Vulcan Cannon power-up. You can now break iron containers that you couldn't break before. Plus, I think it deals a little more damage, too. I could be wrong. I figured that would only be an extreme, but whatever. An extreme is also a really damn good combo finisher to have. Not as good as a perfect, as it's only worth 1,500 as compared to perfect, which is worth 2,000. Just saying, though. When it comes to getting the high score in this stage, I'm pretty sure the combo or the amount of points required here is pretty high. Not the highest, but still. Just saying, pretty high. There is one other thing worth noting when it comes to hovering, and that is, if you collide with a wall or other solid object, you'll not only crash, but you'll also descend at a very alarming rate. In other words, you'll drop like a frickin' brick! Like, even heavier than a brick. I'm just saying, it's not exactly fun. Just time to finish that combo up. One more thing worth mentioning here, when it comes to these mech stages, you definitely want to take these stages nice and slow and steady. Just so that way you have plenty of time to work on racking up as many combos as you can, and also getting enemies to spawn before you run into them. Because let me tell you folks, that's not exactly a fun time. Enemies do have a tendency to spawn in your line of path, and when they do, they will wreck your face, and that's not fun. Like I said though, if you happen to get hit, you'll just drop the rings that you currently have in your possession, And getting hit with no rings at, well, in this mech suit doesn't result in an instant death or anything, no. Not unless your health is completely drained, in which case you will die. Thankfully, if you do get hit, you can recover your health a bit by collecting rings. Also, hitting ring capsules refills your health gauge quite a bit. So if you're low on health, play a bit passively, try to grab more rings if you possibly can, and you should be fine. By the way, if your combo laser fades, feel free to try to lock on again if you can. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Just release the combo and pray to God you don't get hit. Oh, come on! Get on the thing! No idea how many points that was. Okay, 10. Okay, that was pretty good. Pretty good combo. Just again, be sure to remember that you cannot get hit during the combo. If you get hit before the combo finishes, you lose the point bonus. Very important, especially for stages like this. One more thing to mention here is, even if you don't get a good time bonus, so long as you make up with a good score, then you should be fine. Is that enough? Yes.
Now you know why I am the best.
I'm okay with this.
Okay, everyone ready? Shadow, Rouge, on with the show!
Oh, Sonic! I thought I'd never see you again! I'm so glad you made it! You're not Sonic! Who are you?
I'm the one who should be asking that.
Dr. Eggman!
Ah! Amy, leave it to me! I'll take care of her. You two, go!
Hello, Tails. Nice of you to drop in. Now, let me introduce you folks to Standstill the Boss and Mashpee. Okay, it's not that easy. Not for the Dark Side story. But it is that easy for the Hero story for whatever freaking reason. And I can't believe I got killed. Wow, that was embarrassing.
You won't get away with this!
And funny enough, I even dealt the final blow to Tails as well by the time I finished the fight. Wow. Okay, I need to stop fooling around. Not like I was fooling around to begin with, but even so, this is annoying. There we go. That's how it should have gone in the first place.
Next time, Fox Boy.
Dang it! Alright, on to the second most infamous stage in the entire game, Security Hall.
I'm in position, Doctor. Tell me when.
There's been an unexpected delay on my end. There's no more time to waste. Set the timer for 15 minutes. Let's go, Rouge.
5 minutes should be plenty. Here I go.
Rouge, he clearly said 15 minutes, so why only 5 minutes, I don't know. Honestly, I feel as though the dialogue should have been rewritten there. Instead of saying 5 minutes should be plenty, here I go, it should have said, I'll be done in 5, here I go. Instead, I'm just saying.
It's gotta be close.
I know I saw that the red indicator went off. Anyway, the reason why Security Hall is considered one of the most infamous levels in the entire game is due to the fact that the Chaos Emerald's spawn locations can be quite irksome. If you don't get good RNG, you might as well reset. One more thing worth mentioning too is, just like with other characters, if you happen to get hit without having any rings in hand, you will die. Of course, like I've mentioned numerous times, the exception to the rule is the mech characters, which I think how it works is they don't die, but instead take double damage if they happen to not have any rings.
I can't.
So one other thing I haven't mentioned yet is that you can rotate the camera in this game, but camera rotation, in all honesty, is not all that useful, and really you can only do it while in a standstill because the game does attempt to follow the character more closely by rotating the camera to the best of its abilities, and to a fault. Just saying. And like I said, this level is a major pain in the ass because you have to flip security switches, and if the emerald is not located on the particular area where the security switch is, where it's located, oh sweet Jesus, you'll have to run all the way back upstairs just to press on the corresponding switch. And even then, you may not even press down on the right switch because the radar system is so freaking jank. One other very annoying thing about this system is that unlike the first Sonic Adventure where the radar system was actually useful, instead of having, like, say, a blue weak pulse for being far away, then gradually changing to, like, green, orange, red, and then pink, signify, again, the distance. So, as I was saying, instead of having that particular radar system, they decided to downgrade it to a more simplified system. So what that means is green signifies the emerald is far away, while having it not indicated at all means that the emerald is still a fairly decent distance away. Yellow means you're getting closer. Red means you're almost on top of the emerald, but not quite there. There is one more indicator that pops up when you're literally on top of the emerald.
I can't.
Also, screw these goddamn doors. Seriously. If you're not in the dead center, for whatever reason, the doors will not open. They just refuse. Well, I would, but again, I lost the run to RNG, dude! Sweet Jesus, this is fucking horseshit. Seriously, where the fuck is this thing? Of course, it's in the frickin' yellow safe, where I previously activated it, the stupid thing. Seriously, fuck this level. Ugh. Bugger me a new ass and call me Wendy. Sweet Jesus, I hate this crap. One more thing worth mentioning here is that some stages have a time limit on them, and if you run out of time, you just die, and you must restart the entire stage from the beginning. I'm gonna say that's an E. Or a B.
It's all too easy for me.
Seriously, fuck Security Hall. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that was even a B to begin with.
I can't believe I've come this far, just to fail.
This is Flying Dog to headquarters. Intruder found entering security hole. Preparing to attack.
Come in.
Well, looks like in order to get out of here, we're gonna have to somehow get out of the frickin' security hole. Isn't this great? So Rouge fights her mech equivalent enemy here, which is Flying Dog. What I find kind of interesting is that when it comes to the mech-based bosses, such as Flying Dog, as well as Hotshot and one other mech, there's actually a fairly decent amount of detail that goes into the mechs themselves, like how they were made and all that jazz, but it scrolls by so damn fast that you can read the entire Black Ops 3 campaign's loading screens faster. Plus, it, on a lower-end consoles, such as the GameCube, it's very difficult to make out. If you can even make them out at all.
This is Rouge. I've got a small problem. I can't believe that I'm trapped inside this locked safe with a Chaos Emerald. I guess I won't be able to call myself a treasure hunter anymore.
Troublemaker.
What kind of dialogue was that? But I guess in this instance, Shadow had a bit of a crisis of sort. I don't know. Regardless, though, welcome to the next stage, White Jungle. This is a really fun stage and definitely one of my personal favorites, alongside Sonic's equivalent, which we'll be getting into later. But seriously though, love the stage. This is another one of those time limit stages, but you have way more than enough time to complete this stage and being able to get through it alive. I'm just saying. Plus, if you want to take your time and go for an A rank, you can do so very easily here. Just saying. Again, like I said, you have way more than enough time to get through White Jungle with plenty of time to spare. I'm just saying. Honestly, I feel as though the 4th mission variant for this stage, that should be the time limit, but that's just me. Okay, dude, can you stop zapping yourself? Thanks, that's great. Okay, what the hell did I just hit? It was like he ran into an invisible wall. Well, whatever. Let's move on. There is one other mechanic I haven't explained yet, and that is when you pass through a checkpoint, depending on the number of rings that you have in your possession, you might, you will get a bonus based on how many rings you have. Anywho, before getting into the details, we have the air shoes. Air shoes to move at light speed along paths of rings. The action window will appear near rings. Press the B button to get them. So, the Lightspeed Dash is... let's say this, it's broken. And broken in a very, very bad way. Unlike Sonic Adventure 1, where the Lightspeed Dash is activated by charging up a spin dash, no, in this game, you just simply push the B button to activate it. Sounds cool on paper, and it sounds convenient, yes? But a lot of times, it doesn't goddamn work. And a lot of times, it will get you killed. This is more so a problem with Sonic's story than it is with the Dark Side story, but even so. Okay, that was unexpected. Whatever. No big deal. I win.
Here we go.
Also, apologies for the white streaks you see. That's just due to the power of the sun being overpowered as crap.
Ultimate victory.
Seriously, I wish there was something I could do about that. But no, there's nothing I can do. Just gotta wait for the sun to set.
Hey, that's...
That blue hedgehog again, of all places.
I found you, Faker.
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Huh? You're not even good enough to be my
words.
Probably one of the most quoted pieces of dialogue in all of Sonic the Hedgehog history. So when it comes to this particular fight, it's a pretty easy one. All you have to do is just hit Sonic in the back when his back is turned. Obviously, if you try to attack him from the front, it won't work. Hitting him in the back is just the best way to go about it. I'm gonna see if I can do something about this stupid camera.
Shadow, what are you doing? Hurry and get back here right now before the island blows up with you on it!
Blows up?
Chaos Control!
Okay, that's better. For now, anyway.
Shadow, what do you think it's like on Earth?
The professor said his life's work was dedicated to all of those who live down there. He once told that the reason for his existence was making people happy through the power of science.
Shadow.
Maria, I just don't know anything anymore. I often wonder why I was created, what my purpose is for being here. Maybe if I go down there, I will find the answers. Maybe. Maria.
Why so melancholy? That was so unexpected, so unlike you, Shadow, to come and rescue me. But your ability to use the Chaos Control certainly comes in handy.
You know, I didn't come to save you. I came back for the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, but then again, that's not the whole story, is it?
Everything is ready to go!
Are you sure? We only have 6 of the 7 Chaos Emeralds, you know.
That's more than enough for the demonstration. So let's get the show on the road.
JX. What's this, Mega Man?
Citizens of Earth, lend me your ears.
Are you sure about that? Because he looks like a freaking Muppet.
Is Dr. Eggman, the world's greatest scientist, and soon to be the world's greatest ruler. Now witness the beginning of the greatest empire of all time.
Damn! Eggman just pissed on the moon!
Why are you so upset?
Exactly.
Well, that was really impressive. You've managed to create complete havoc on the whole planet. Does this now mean we control the planet and can do as we choose?
At this rate, the cannon will take too much time to charge up. If you want to unleash its full potential, you'll need all 7 Chaos Emeralds.
Where in the world have you been?
Something happened?
Our threats fell on deaf ears.
Look at you, throwing a tantrum like a little kid. How totally embarrassing.
Don't forget your end of the bargain, Batgirl. What about that last Chaos Emerald? We had a deal, right? So where is my emerald?
Here you go. I found this.
Why didn't you show me this before? This Station Square saved from a life-threatening missile attack. The city has awarded its famed prize to the boy who saved Station Square. Miles Tails per hour was given the Chaos Emerald as a testament of his heroic deed at a ceremony held at City Hall. This makes things a whole lot easier. Hurry, go back to Earth and find them fast. I want that Chaos Emerald!
Did you get that?
Soon enough, Maria.
This is Rouge reporting. Currently, I have not been able to confirm if Shadow is the ultimate life form or not. I will continue my research on Project Shadow and have a follow-up report very shortly. Just a reminder, don't forget about my jewel.
Wonder what that's all about. Also, again, apologies for the darkness of the dark. Anyway, welcome to the next stage, Route 280. One of 2 very unique stages. There's one of these for both the hero and dark side story. And basically how these work is you drive along a linear pathway until you reach the end of the stage. What's really interesting is that Route 280 is definitely the more difficult of the 2 route stages that you can get yourself into. Tails has his own version. I think it's called Route 101? Well, whatever. Controlling the vehicle in order to get from point A to point B is a pretty simple task. Just hold the A button to accelerate, and if you want to swerve around like a frickin' banshee out of hell, just simply release the gas and then press it down again. You kinda need to do this in order to make really sharp turns. Otherwise, you'll be more stiff than a frickin' board of wood. In other words, you won't be able to turn very fast or very far at all. Not without colliding into the nearest wall, and then getting completely smashed into pieces. One thing I find kind of fun, and I've seen this as a pretty viable speedrunning tactic, and that is not doing that first and foremost. Rather, get the top speed and then start swerving like mad. So long as you maintain this swerve, you'll also maintain your top speed, which is kind of weird if you ask me. And it's even maintained during a turbo. In fact, I think it's even faster with a turbo. Even so, just saying though. By the way, if you want to know how you can go about activating a turbo boost, I think for every 20 rings you get your hands on throughout the entire course, you'll be able to earn yourself a nice turbo boost, which you can activate by pushing the Y button, or in the case of the HD re-release of the game on 360 and PS3 and even Steam, I think that's the Y button. Even so, it is something worth mentioning. One more thing worth noting here is colliding with walls and all that other jazz is just bad, because not only do you slow down significantly, but the acceleration on these vehicles is just really, really bad. I mean, seriously, they are so freaking bad, it's not even funny. There's also a pretty fun swag strat that you can try to do, where you can flip the car around and just drive backwards and swerve back and forth like this. And there we go, all done. Stage complete. Overall, the route stages are definitely a lot of fun and very unique. And I think as long as you make it within a timely manner, you should be guaranteed an A rank no matter what. And after completing a route stage, you'll get access to a new minigame, which you can play either in single-player or two-player battle mode. More on this later.
Shadow, they're in that blue plane. Spotted at 11 o'clock.
Copy that. I'm in pursuit.
Isn't Rouge supposed to be on some sort of radio there? What the hell? Anyway, welcome to the next stage, which is... oh, shit. I forgot the name. Well, regardless though, this is Shadow's next stage. And I'm already dead. Fantastic. Screw this game and its wonky physics. Oh right, this is called Skyrail. Skyrail is definitely one of the more infamous levels in Sonic Adventure 2. Also, I did not want to go that way! Game! Give me my A presses! Fuck you. I'm restarting. No, that's unacceptable. One thing I will mention here is that the point requirement for getting an A rank on this stage is really, really strict. I mean, it's not all that much in the grand scheme of things, but you gotta beat this stage incredibly fast. You also have to get a whole bunch of points, too, within a short time frame. Anyway, up here we'll get our hands on another optional upgrade for Shadow, the Ancient Light. Light attack to defeat multiple enemies at light speed. Press B to charge up, then release B to destroy nearby enemies.
There's no time to play games.
It's also one of the most broken moves in the game. When it comes to the light speed dash attack or whatever the hell the name is, I can't remember now, damn it. Ancient Light, that's it. When it comes to that attack, like I said, it's pretty busted. Sure, it will target and destroy multiple enemies at once. But the thing is, it has a tendency to whip around like a freaking windshield wiper. In other words, miss enemies like freaking mad. I don't understand why that is. It's really dumb. What's also really dumb? These things. Although they're not really that bad in this stage. They honestly aren't. They're not as bad as people make them out to be. There we go.
Here we go.
Stage complete. Is that enough for an A rank? I'm gonna say no. Okay, it is.
Ultimate victory.
Like I said, you gotta complete the stage pretty fast and also try to get as big of a time bonus as you can. Honestly, I feel as though that's the only way you're gonna get an A rank in this stage.
Doctor, they're heading directly toward us. What should we do?
Just sit tight. We've got them on radar. There's no way they can get away. I don't know what they are planning, but I'll be sure to give them a warm welcome.
That was pretty rough.
We did it! Let's go, Amy. Yeah.
You little thieves. Did you really think you could get out of here alive?
Come and get some, Eggman. Just leave it to me.
This fire. As well as the Chaos Emerald, I call on you to destroy these pests. Come out, my servant. Now go and squash that little hedgehog, Sonic.
What was that? Well, at least it wasn't the worst battle cry I've ever heard in my life.
When Sonic struck his head, he must have broken the restraining mechanism. What a piece of junk!
Hi, how you doing? Let's have a little fun. Too funny. Anyway, on to the next boss fight. We're gonna have to take out Eggman's, one of his less than graceful creations, the Egg Golem. Which, funny enough, Sonic does fight it properly in the hero story, but obviously you won't be doing that here. Instead, what you're going to be doing is just mashing the frickin' fire button until all three of the Egg Golem's weak points are revealed to you. Just keep firing and eventually the weak points will show up. And I'm going to die, aren't I? Yeah. Knew it. All because I couldn't move fast enough.
His weak point is in his body. First, break the outside.
By the way, I haven't mentioned this yet because, well, I kept talking about a lot of other things, really. But, even so, if you happen to die during a boss fight, Amo Chow will appear and will give you some hints on how to potentially fight and defeat the boss. And he usually shows up after the first death. As far as the advice he gives, I think he's kind of vague with the first hint, and the second hint onward is a lot more straightforward. There we go. Ooh, new follower! Awesome Manalto! Thank you for the follow, dude. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your stay here.
Green light for launch. Primary engine ignition on. Beginning liftoff countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shuttle liftoff.
Hi, Doctor. How's it going? What? What do you mean they escaped? That's okay. I will go after them myself. Can you tell me the password for the space colony control? Tricking that old doctor is just too easy. All right, it's time to get to work. The password is Maria. Maria, I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh well. This is it. Research Project Shadow, the ultimate life form. Let's see now. What in the world is this? This can't be right. What is Shadow anyway? I guess I'll just have to take the last pieces of the Master Emerald.
How does does she even know that those are the last pieces of the Master Emerald? Anyway, welcome to what I consider to be the worst level in the entire game, Mad Space. And yes, I know what I said. It is worse than frickin' Security Hall.
Be very careful.
So when it comes to Mad Space itself, it's a space that will drive you mad. Okay. But seriously though, screw this frickin' level. So as Omochao has explained, I'll explain in a minute. First we have the Iron Boots. Increases your kick's attack power. Now you can break iron containers. Coolio. So, the reason why I feel as though Mad Space is the worst level in the game is due to two reasons. The first reason is due to the fact that a lot of Mad Space consists of navigating through these gravitational planet-like pools. So in a sense, it's kind of like Mario Galaxy, except it's drunk! Like, you're more tipsy, if anything else. I mean, seriously. Goddamn. That's annoying. Funny enough, this concept was later revisited in Sonic Lost World, and it was improved upon significantly. At least in my personal opinion. But, hey, I'm just saying. Just stating a couple of facts here. And the second reason why this level is just complete piss in the bucket is due to the fact that the detector readings, as Omochao explained, are quote-unquote reversed. I wouldn't say they're reversed per se, but how it works is that unlike the hints that give you one vague location hint, and then give you a more honest hint, and then the final one tells you, here it is. How this works is that the first hint is mirrored. So any text you may pick up is a mirrored image. So let's look at this. So this, as you can see, is mirrored. If you can read backwards, great. If not, well, grab a little portable makeup mirror or something and then point it at the TV screen or computer monitor, because you're going to need some serious work. So, looks like it is green in a bowl. What the hell kind of hint is that? The only thing I could think of is around here, but... Oh, there it is. Okay. That wasn't too bad for our first emerald piece. But there's still two more. Still two more to hunt down, and two more freaking emerald pieces that are going to be an absolute train wreck. Mad Space is also infamous for having a ton of verticality, much like its other equivalent, Meteor Herd. But honestly, Meteor Herd is way better than this freaking god-awful level in every way! Just saying. At least with Meteor Herd, you just have to deal with a lot of verticality and very tall, wide spaces. Here, no, you not only have to fight gravity as it tries to screw around with your physics and controls and crap, but you also have to deal with the hint system that flat out lies to you. I'm serious. But anyway, when it comes to the first hint, like I said, the first hint is backwards. The second hint is a blatant lie, or something like that. Or no, it's the opposite. First hint is backwards, second hint is the opposite, the third and final hint is a blatant lie. Just keep in mind. So, let's see. Crescent moon with green glowing. So... it could be somewhere around here, or it could mean elsewhere. And funny enough, Mad Space is the only level in the entire game you can actually fall out of and die. When it comes to the treasure hunting stages, if you do die, you get to keep the pieces of the Master Emerald that you had, and those mark as a checkpoint. But keep in mind that if you die, your score drops to 0. with one exception which will come into play much later in the game. For now, though, just gotta dig and pray to God. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Could have been worse. Still, though, I don't like the fact that I haven't gotten a very good bonus for this, like, at all. Seriously, screwed mad space. Let's see. The container with no opening. That is what it says. Don't at me, bro. So it's quite a ways up. By the way, for every hint that you read, you can pause the game and view all the hints that you have looked at. So if you happen to pick up a hint and you weren't able to read it fast enough, just pause the game and let the game scroll through the hints for you. It's really not that bad. Again, except for Mad Space. That one can go fuck it in the socket. Could have been worse.
I got it.
At least I didn't spend like 200 million years here. Still, that's probably a C. A D.
I guess I took a little too much time.
No shit, Sherlock. Seriously, screw Mad Space.
Long time no see, treasure hunter. Did you find my emerald?
That's a good one. Your emerald. Talking to you is a waste of time. Hand over those master emeralds. Give them to me.
Nice choice of dialogue there, Knuckles. I mean, not the stupidest thing you ever said, but still, just saying. Anyway, this particular fight, it can be a bit of a pain depending on how you go about it.
I have no choice but to fight now.
But for the most part, it really isn't that bad. You just gotta keep up with them. One other thing worth mentioning here is that around this point, depending on the distance or during certain intervals in the battle, Knuckles will try to activate a special ability, which normally you won't be able to activate yourself unless you're playing the multiplayer mode. Come on, really?
I must.
There you go. Sit down.
Master
Now
Emerald.
who got those jewels?
Stop fooling around and give me back my emerald.
What are you babbling about? Call yourself a hunter attacking a lady? Shame on you.
What kind of lady goes around stealing gems anyway?
Those belong to me. What in the world? Keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch me.
Is that how you say thanks to someone who just saved your life?
Saving my life. Don't think I owe you one. You just wanted to hold my hand, didn't you? That's why you saved me. You're such a creep.
This isn't a joke, you know. Think what you want, Batgirl. I was saving the Master Emerald.
No matter what you say, it sounds crazy.
What?
Fine, then just take them. They stink like echidnas do.
If that's what you thought, you should have given me them in the first place. Finally.
What?
I'm sorry if I hurt you.
I wonder how the hell it is that Knuckles was able to transport that Master
We
Emerald.
should get going.
It is quite a mystery. That's for sure. Does he somehow have the ability to shrink the Master Emerald down to the size of a regular emerald and then shove it up his butt?
What's Rouge up to, anyway? This is strange. It's showing energy readings from 2 separate Chaos Emeralds. Did they really think they could trick me with that fake emerald? Wait, Shadow. I'm the one who should be telling them the end is near, not you. Now is the time to end this long, drawn-out battle and mark myself a place in history as the ultimate genius. If something happens to me, I'm counting on you to finish the job. Fine, the moment for attack has come. It's now or never.
Well, this is quite interesting. Welcome to the next stage, Cosmic Wall. Unlike all other stages in the entire game, if I don't slip and fall first, the gravity here is really, really low. It's so low, in fact, that you're able to temporarily gain the power of flight by using your hover pack. You can only fly a set amount of height before you begin to descend, and if you try to take flight just after taking flight again, then you'll just begin to drop it like a regular hover. Also, hitting walls is also a no-go, so be sure to keep this in mind. So, one other thing worth mentioning here is that Cosmic Wall is a very unique stage in all re-releases of this game outside the Dreamcast release. In the original Dreamcast release, the score requirement to get an A rank in the stage was much, much lower. But in the GameCube release onward, the score requirement for the stage in order to get an A rank was increased exponentially. And it's the only stage in the entire game where the score requirement for an A rank is 100,000 points. Which, funny enough, this is the only stage in the entire game where you can get 100,000 points plus. Also, depending on what story you're playing first, this is the first stage that introduces you to the worst enemies in the entire game, the Artificial Chaos. If you get too close to these things, they will attack you with their freaking tentacles of death. And let me tell you, it's not fun. It's not fun dealing with them whether you're in the mech or if you're not in the mech. It's even worse when you're not in the mech, I'm just saying. Oh, sweet Jesus. Screw the frickin' Artificial Chaos. But as long as you are keeping your distance when it comes to fighting the Artificial Chaos, you should be fine. By the way, before you descend down to the very bottom of this area, hit this switch in order to access another optional upgrade for Dr. Eggman, the Protective Armor. He's the only one that has this too. And hello, AF Wangers. Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. The Protective Armor reinforces the Eggwalker's body armor against damage. Health gauge is increased. Unfortunately, it doesn't increase your overall defense, but it gives you more health, making Eggman's mech stages much easier. Funny enough, when it comes to the Cosmic Wall, getting the score requirement for the stage, depending on who you are, this could be a very difficult thing to do. One piece of advice that I have, when it comes to these on-rail sections, instead of trying to rack up a combo, just mash B instead. I am dead serious. I don't know what it is, but you get more points by mashing B. Or just mashing the fire button in general. I don't know why that is. You just get more points this way, versus trying to rack up a frickin' combo. It's really, really weird. Don't ask. But anywho. Let's continue now, shall we? By the way, if you want to know what Eggman is saying whenever he gets an extreme combo bonus or a perfect combo bonus, he's saying, "Now this is my real power." That's what he's saying. He's not saying anything else. Oh, God, come on. By the way, the intended purpose of the hover pack is to slow your descent while falling down giant holes. But again, if you know exactly how to break this stupid thing, then sweet Jesus, it's gonna be like your most broken tool any mech user can have. And it's like a speedrunner's best friend, especially if you're a TAS or tool-assisted speedrunner. Wow, I thought I was gonna get hit for sure. Oh, come on! Screw you, game! Just barely not enough height. I also hate the fucking camera! I can't believe I saved that. I just barely managed to save myself. One other thing worth mentioning when it comes to Cosmic Wall is you're going to be fighting the camera a lot. And one more thing worth mentioning too is that if you're going for an A rank in this stage, you gotta stay alive, if that wasn't obvious. Another thing worth mentioning too is that this stage is also incredibly long. One of the longest stages in the entire game. And if you happen to die, oh sweet Jesus, you're gonna be doing a long ass level all over again. And let me tell you folks, it's not exactly fun having to do a whole bunch of crap all over again. Especially for a stage as gargantuan as this. By the way, one other thing I haven't mentioned yet is that Cosmic Wall is the only stage in the entire game that actually had its A-rank score requirement adjusted. All other stages, their score requirements, which were originally a part of the Dreamcast release for the game, they were left alone, they were left intact. Whether it be for the good or for the worse. Doesn't matter, just saying. Cosmic Wall is the only one that received special treatment. How's the stream? Hello, Adam. Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. To answer your question, things have been going well. Now on to the final on-rail section. And Adam, thank you for the follow, dude. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Come on, lock on, damn it. There we go. Got 100k points, so we're good to go. Time to finish this up strong. By the way, it's a better idea to mash B when it comes to this particular mini-boss here. Just saying. Because if you try to lock onto it and lock onto the little itty-bitty drills, it's just going to send you to the Shadow Realm faster. And let me tell you folks, going to the Shadow Realm is not fun. Filled with way too much darkness, not enough light.
Now you know why
I am the best. Okay.
Darn, why do they always leave a sweet little innocent girl like me alone?
Well, well, young lady. Is there something I can help you with?
Mr. Eggman!
If you value your life, you will tell me where Sonic and Tails are.
They're in Brazil. As my voice cracks.
Let's take care of business first, shall we, Sonic? Hand over the Chaos Emerald, slowly, and then we'll talk about your girlfriend. That is, if you really care for her.
Handing over the fake emerald? I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Put the emerald down right there and back off.
You've turned into a big-time villain, Doctor.
Whoa! You thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, didn't you?
So, how did you know it wasn't the real one?
Tails!
Because you just told me, Fox Boy.
I love that reverse psychology.
Now, for a little space ride. Gatso clears the colony bad.
I'm counting on you, Tails. Amy, take care of yourself.
Farewell, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic!
Farewell, Sonic, my admirable adversary. Now we have some unfinished business to take care of. If you give me the real emerald, I will release you both. That's my promise.
Sonic!
Huh?
Sonic asked me for the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up.
Are you sure about that, Tails? Because Eggman's about to give you a big fat can of whoop ass.
What have you done to Sonic? I'll never forgive you for
Also,
this.
dialogue. Anyway, this particular fight with Tails is definitely a lot more difficult than his last encounter for sure. Just like with Knuckles, he also has multiplayer exclusive moves that he will unleash on you. Such as the frickin' Power Laser, which pretty much drains your health at like 1 to 2 hits max. And he'll spam it like no frickin' tomorrow. And I can't believe I beat him first try. Barely, but I did it. Sweet Jesus. Usually I lose a fairly decent number of lives when it comes to that fight.
I guess he was just a regular hedgehog after all.
Legend has it when all 7 Chaos Emeralds are collected, the power creates a miracle. I have 6 of them. They're mine. All mine.
I don't think so.
Shadow.
So that was your plan from the very beginning, huh? Or was it a direct order from the president? Now I know who you are. You're that government spy, Rouge the Bat, aren't you?
So you did your homework, is that it? I would say that's an invasion of privacy.
I could say the same thing about you.
Looks like things aren't quite going your way, but since my job was done, I thought it was time to take what's mine and get out of this place.
You are one pathetic creature.
Look who's talking. What about you? Here are the results of the research project called the Ultimate Life Form. But if this picture is of the real ultimate life form named Shadow, then exactly who or what is standing in front of me?
There's actually more to that than meets the eye.
This is Dr. Eggman. I have found All 7 Chaos Emeralds! Shit! Someone is trying to get the Eclipse cannon. There's not much time left before the cannon fires again. Can you get over there?
If you want to live, leave the Chaos Emeralds where they are. The fake emerald is good enough for you.
Do you actually believe that you're the real Shadow?
No
Even
doubt.
your memories might not be real, you know?
Even if my memories are not real, it's still me, Shadow.
Oh, that's pretty much Shadow the Hedgehog in a nutshell.
To Maria. That's the only thing that matters to me now.
Anyway, on to the final stage for the Dark Side story and the last Shadow stage in the game. Final Chase. Oh boy, when it comes to this level, I'm definitely a big fan of this one too. Definitely one of my favorites. But is it my favorite in the game? Not really, but still. Still a really cool level nonetheless. And now we get to fight the artificial chaos proper. When it comes to fighting the artificial chaos, you just have to charge in and attack as fast as humanly possible. Otherwise, they'll get the hit in and it's not going to be a fun time. Also, throughout this entire stage, we'll be dealing with the gimmick of these gravitational pulling cylinders, I guess. Well, regardless, these things, they're big, they're bulky, and they love to throw you through a loop. Okay. I'm glad I'm not dead. Still. Oops. Drop, please. One more thing worth mentioning here is that in this... The devil? Why did I just get thrown off of this stupid thing? Seriously, the physics in this game just don't make any damn sense sometimes. Come on, really? I can't rotate the camera? That would have been nice to be able to do if I... So that way I wouldn't have had to make a frickin' blind-ass jump. But whatever, screw this game. The thing I wanted to mention is that there is an optional upgrade up here, and this upgrade is required for future missions. Unless you know how to glitch through the floor, that is. But anyway, say hello to the Mystic Melody. Change the Mystic Melody in the action window, then press B to play the mysterious melodies, which can only be done in front of these stone temple things. Usually what happens is a stone door or even a teleportation vortex thing appears out of nowhere. Jump in and you'll teleport somewhere else. Or in the case of a door, just head on in. Just saying. Funny enough, that particular Mystic Melody ability is the easiest to pick up in the entire game. So long as you keep heading up the cylinders, you'll get to it eventually. Oops. No. Back up. Oh my god. Gotta love that camera shift sometimes, am I right? Probably not the best way of going about that section, but no big deal, I guess. Also, over here you'll find yourself a phoenix. Nice to have for the Chow Garden, but if you're not really hunting these things down actively, there's really no point in getting them. One other thing worth mentioning here is that when it comes to Final Chase as well as Sonic's equivalent later, if I can control myself, that is. You're going to need to master the grinding controls quite extensively, just so that way you don't end up kicking the bucket too soon. Also, SDJs or spin dash jumps are definitely your best friend when it comes to this level, as well as basically all speed levels. Just saying. Off we go! Final section. And let's just drop. Holding down left at that section will allow you to free fall from that cylinder right onto the gold ring.
Here we go.
Otherwise, you'll have to dodge a bunch of meteors that are just floating in the air. And let me tell you, folks, that's not a fun time. How is that a B? Fuck you! Damn, that's annoying.
You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
You know, what can I say? I die hard.
So, there's more to you than just looking like me. What are you, anyway?
What you see is what you get. Just a guy that loves adventure. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.
I see. But you know, I can't let you live. Your adventuring days are coming to an end.
Foreshadow doesn't know about the fate of Sonic 06, just saying. Not yet, anyway.
Alright, Shadow. Time for me to finish this.
If you say so, Sonic. If you say so. So, just like with the first encounter with Sonic, we do have to give chase to him. The basic strategy, at least until you drain Sonic's health past that... What the devil? Camera. Screw you. As I was trying to say, until roughly the halfway point, the strategy is the same as the first encounter. After the halfway point, or roughly here, this is where Sonic will be like, yeah, I'm not going to let you attack me in the back anymore, so screw you. So what you need to do in order to expose Sonic's weak point, in order to deal massive damage, is to let him use his special attack. He'll use his special attack when he gets far enough back away from you. Also, fun fact, that voice dialogue is kind of messed up in the GameCube release, but in the HD re-release of the game, with Xbox 360, PS3, and Steam, for whatever reason, the dialogue is fixed. You might have heard it ever so briefly.
There's no time to play games.
Okay, well that most certainly sucked. By the way, this boss fight's also a pretty good place to go to grind for lives if you're doing that legit. I win.
I failed. I told you, I'm the ultimate.
And that's the Dark Side story, folks. Pretty grim ending, am I right? Well, not exactly. There's more to this than meets the eye.
This completes my plan to take over the world. Now begins the glorious era of the Empire of Eggman.
Warning, what the hell is that all about? Now, upon the completion of the Dark Side story, we can now select any scene and also do the time attack for the Dark Side story. And some new two-player battle stages are added, regardless if you complete Dark or Hero story.
The military's top-secret weapon, Project Shadow, was stolen from the military base located on the deserted island in the southern seas. This incident increased worldwide terrorist activities. Sonic the Hedgehog was arrested. The adventure for truth leads to the incidents that shock the entire world. The story takes our hero Sonic from the Earth and into outer space. Sonic Adventure 2, Hero Side Story. Farewell, Sonic. Forever.
Yeah, like that's happening. Anyway, fun fact about that particular cutscene is that you can only unlock either one or the other cutscene once per playthrough. So in other words, you can unlock the Dark Side trailer equivalent by completing the Hero Side story first, but you can't unlock both of them at once because upon completing both stories, you'll then unlock the or the final story, the last story, which that particular cutscene plays regardless of which story you complete. Even if you're doing like a New Game Plus run, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, fun fact to be like throwing it out there anyway. So then, what now, huh? We still got quite a bit of time yet before we reach the 3-hour mark. It might not be a bad idea to try to work on the Hero Side story right here and now if I wanted to. Honestly, I think I might save that for the next session. But just like with Sonic Adventure 1, I decided to just be silent for the credit sequence because the songs that play for these credit sequences are some of the best songs in the game. Although Shadow's theme, Throw It All Away, is definitely not one of my favorite themes for Shadow the Hedgehog. No, I think that one goes to Never Turn Back from Shadow the Hedgehog. There's also All of I Am All of Me, something like that, from the same game, Shadow the Hedgehog. But regardless, though, let me tell you, folks, completing the Dark Side story was definitely no easy feat. So, just like the game mentioned just after the credit sequence, upon finishing the credits, you will be awarded that particular story's emblem. Alongside this, you'll be able to replay the entire game again if you so wish from the very beginning, or by selecting a scene and returning to that particular scene's corresponding stages. Or you can replay a certain boss fight if you so desire. So alongside that, so long as you make it far enough, you'll be able to unlock the kart race minigame. And this minigame can be taken on immediately, or you can wait until after you finish everything else in the game. The boss thing in this is a bit complicated. So, not really complicated per se, but even so. So upon completing a story, you'll be able to take on the boss attack, which means you'll take on one boss one after another. And So long as you complete it, you will be awarded an emblem, regardless of how long it takes for you to complete it. There is, of course, the hero side and also the dark side boss attack. And there's also one more boss attack that you can unlock upon completion of the final episode, or the final story, which hits you against all bosses in the entire game, including ones from the final story. So that's something to keep in mind. Of course, when we cross that road, that'll be when the real fun begins. But honestly, I think what I'm going to do here is call this session here and save the hero story as well as the last story for the next session. The reason why is because I feel as though that would be a good place to combine both the hero side story and the last story together in like one go, in like one fell swoop. Just to keep things consistent, I guess. I guess one thing I will go ahead and show off real quick before we call it a stream is the options area.
Options.
As far as the options are concerned, you can come in here to change various settings. You can clear the battle record. In other words, if you have played the battle mode, you can choose to wipe this clean if you so desire. You can also change files from here as well. Depending on the version of the game, this will either be the face of a GameCube memory card, Dreamcast VMU, or it is a different icon entirely. As far as the Rumble settings, again, I think for the GameCube release and the Dreamcast release, it would be their corresponding controllers, as you see here. But for the HD re-releases of the game, it's more of a generic-looking Xbox 360-like controller, regardless if it's the PS3 or Xbox 360 or even Steam re-release of the game. So, there's that. As far as the Rumble setting is concerned, I don't know if this works on my controller, but whatever. You can also change the sound setting from stereo to mono if you have an older TV like that. You can also switch out the languages between the text as well as the voiceover. So if you can't stand the English dub of this game, which, to be fair, yeah, it's not exactly the best, you can switch to Japanese if you so wish. As far as text is concerned, you can switch between English, French, Espanol, and Dutch. And also Japanese as well. Whatever you choose to go with is up to you. Finally, there's also this right here. This is where you can access the themes. Depending on which theme you select, that corresponding character will navigate the player throughout the different menus within the game. So, let's say I select the Sonic theme, for example. Sonic's voice, or more or less his voice for this era, he'll make comments about certain options.
Customize your menu screen.
You may not be able to hear it too well due to the poor sound mixing, but this is just an inherent issue with the Dreamcast release of Sonic Adventure 2, just saying. Of course, there are the initial themes that you have at the very start of the game. There's Sonic's theme, Knuckles' theme, Tails' theme, Eggman's theme, Rouge's theme, and finally Shadow's theme. These 6 themes, for the most part, is what everyone will have throughout the entire life cycle of their playthrough. There are 3 unlockable themes that you can get in this game. Each of them require a certain number of emblems to be obtained, and you also have to purchase the theme in the Chow world, which I'll go into details about that later. For now, though, let's just select a theme and then we'll call it a day. I think for every session what I'm going to do from this point forward, I'm going to change the theme to a random character. And if anyone here wants to choose the next session's theme, let me know now. Who do you want, whose theme do you want to go with? If not, I'll make a decision. Any takers? No? Alright then. We'll go with the Shadow. And there we go. There's also the extras menu as well. depending on the version of the game you're playing, this menu is quite different. Of course, the extras menu has the traditional emblem results and sound test, where you can listen to the game's music and also view the emblems that you've collected throughout the game. And also, this is also a pretty quick means of jumping from stage to stage to get an emblem. As far as the tutorial is concerned, this is quite different. In the GameCube and I believe Dreamcast release of this game, Omo Chow will be your host for the tutorial. And you can view information such as basic controls, how each character plays, and even some information about the Chow, aka the Chow Garden. But if you're playing the HD re-releases of the game, the tutorial is replaced with a simple how to play screen. It's nothing but a wall of text and a couple of pictures here and there. And it doesn't have Omo Chow at all. But funny enough, you can restore Omo Chow and the GameCube's tutorial by installing a particular mod in the Steam re-release of the game, though I could be wrong in that regard. There's also some additional icons that are displayed in the HD re-releases as well, with the there's like a list for achievements and other things like that. But there's still quite a lot of things to go over yet. So next time in Sonic Adventure 2, we're going to be taking on the hero side story. And let me tell you folks, it's going to be fun and wild. Hope you're all looking forward to the hero side story as we dive that much closer into the real fun and where the real grind will begin. More on this later. Anywho, this is General Snivy with the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time, we're going to take a look at the story from the hero side perspective. And let me tell you folks, it's quite interesting to say the least. And I hope you're all looking forward to it. Anywho, once again, once again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you all on the flip side.